Connor's got his broccoli all ready to go.
We had a good conversation about you should.
Uh,
We talked about that. I
is
thought you
that a
should like just
fake
hold
head
it the
of
whole time.
broccoli, or is that a real one that you just like keep replacing?
It's raw, so I will not bite it, but I can confirm that it's real.
That's amazing.
I can't perform without it.
It's become. Can you like for people that maybe don't know, explain how the broccoli became a thing real quick? I find that story kind of interesting.
It was half an accident, but I am a bit of a talking head for this company, so I attempt to present nutritional information which helps people towards their health and fitness goals. And the information that we present, it's kind of boring in a way. It's just nutrition information. It's always about calories. I'm always trying to spin the same web. And when people are sat on their phone at home watching the television, they're in the advertisements and they're just scrolling on Instagram. I feel like they don't necessarily want me saying, while they're snacking, saying, hey, you should eat less. So I try any way I can to make the information not boring. So sometimes I dress up in costumes, sometimes I'm in different environments, sometimes I'm using effects. And I actually only had a lapel microphone and didn't always want it attached. I wanted to feel cool like Brad. Look at his like actual real cool microphone. So I thought I actually don't have a stand. You know what I'll do? And it started with a variety of vegetables actually. And then as soon as I used a broccoli, it got many comments on people didn't care about my information. I'm not sure they still do. But as soon as the broccoli comes out, people are like, let's go, represent the broccoli. So I do it just, I'm a man of the people. So I just give people what they want. They don't want me, they want the broccoli. So here we are. Look, today I actually do not even have a microphone attached to it. It's purely sentimental. It's my safety broccoli.
The safety broccoli. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic prop, and you should just hold it the whole time and just literally talk into it.
Do you do your consults with it? That's my question.
No, I take the consultation very seriously. I assure you, sir, I have never once done a consultation with the broccoli. We are professionals, I understand.
Wait till you have one and a client requests the broccoli.
My dream, though, is one day to be on a nutrition documentary like on Netflix, when they've got these documentaries about semi-legitimate topics. And nutritionists come on and they're always sat on a chair in a blank room and they come on being very boring with their name in the bottom and it says their credentials. I need to come onto these documentaries, just burst onto the scene with the broccoli and start telling what's real.
So, for those, we haven't even really given you a proper introduction. So let me start there before we, really dive into the crux of the episode here. So, this is Coach Connor Rhodes. Some of you are familiar with him, some of you may not be, but I thought it'd be, a good opportunity to have him on the show. He's very active in the group. He posts a lot of stuff. He's going to be a good guest, and I think it'll be valuable to get to, for people to get to know you, but also a sneak peek behind closed doors about what are our coaches like and who are the people behind the scenes, right? Because it's one thing to understand that I'm going to be working with a coach, and like my coach knows how to do this, or this, and they have knowledge that I don't. But at the end of the day, they're also a human being, and you want to like the person that you're working with. You want to, have that good relationship with them. And so I thought it'd be valuable to kind of, to have you on the show, but also just for that personal aspect of it. I think your personality is something people gravitate towards. So first, why don't you, with that being said, why don't you tell us a bit about who you are, what your role is here at Macros Inc., right? Like, so how long you've been coaching, what drew you to this line of work, just kind of give us encapsulate that if you would.
Absolutely, and thank you. I appreciate that. And it is good for the clients to know that we are real people helping people, especially in the age of AI, when you can go to ChatGPT and you can type in the answers to things. But really being able to do that forever on Google, and really it's still not helped people be slim. Really people need help from people, so it's good for them to see that we are real people. Not only are they a real person, but I am also a real person too. I know that's shocking to some people because I am a bit of a nutrition chatbot. Like, it is literally my job to be online and know the answers to all your questions, but I am a real person too. I don't know how long we have on this podcast. Is there a time limit?
We usually go about an hour or forever,
Usually-
but yeah, about an hour.
Usually about an hour, okay, because I would like to slightly defer this question if that's okay, because Brad asked me that question last time and we went, I think, for 1.5 hours and didn't even get past the start of that topic. So if
That's
people
fair.
want to know like who I am and my background, I would defer them to the Macros Inc. podcast, where if you look for the episode with me on it, literally myself and Brad go through my entire history because it is a history of a lifetime. I've done this job my entire life. I started when I was, I don't know, 16 or 17 years old, working in a bodybuilding gym, thinking that I was trying to get jacked and I wanted to help people get jacked.
Were you doing just chest and biceps like I was at that time, 16 years old?
I actually was because I was also a cyclist at the time, so I was doing a lot of cycling. So I already thought that my legs were pretty decent at the time. One of the reasons I started training, apart from having really bad health issues, was I thought my legs were getting quite nice from cycling, and I thought, oh, I could do with a little bit of arms. So I started going to the gym, and then realized I loved it. Became a personal trainer. I did that. I worked in a gym as a personal trainer for I don't know how many years, somewhere between 5 and 8 years full time, very successful, but was becoming very exhausted with being on the gym floor like 40, 50 hours a week, and then also doing all the follow ups and helping clients not only in the sessions but between the sessions too to provide a really good service. So then I realized I needed a way to help more people, and also I wanted to make it more accessible for people as well because not everybody's got the opportunity to go to a gym, but a lot of people need help. So I made my own online fat loss program and I ran that for about 5 years. I knew who Macros Inc. were the entire time. I knew who Corey was. He's got some of the same qualifications as me. So I always knew what was going on. And I saw that Macros Inc. were taking over the world, and I realized that after a few years that you just can't take over the world on your own. No man is an island, as the saying goes. So I thought, if you can't beat them, I think we should
Join them.
join them. So then I've joined the best team in the world. I've been here for somewhere between 3 and 4 years now. I am a boots on the ground soldier in the fight against body fat. It's for fat loss, food, and fitness. So I literally am a coach helping people every single day on a day-to-day basis. So I have clients and I help them on a one-to-one private basis every single day. And then I also try and make content as well. I try and be a bit of a talking head and help people who are not just clients, just try and provide positive, helpful information to the public as well.
So, Connor, over the last, probably 4 or 5 years, and you've been in this industry for quite a while, like just life and dynamics have changed a lot. If we think about like pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID, I mean, like that's obviously a big transition period. What are the things that you see in your clients now that maybe differ from a few years ago? And like, what do you think are the biggest struggles people face right now?
Very good questions, sir. Very good questions. It's interesting for me as well because I also didn't do quite as much full online coaching before COVID myself. I was starting my own online business there, and then I did that through COVID and then transitioned here. So I feel like I've gone on the transition with people to a more online format. I was also in the mindset previous where I was also in a gym thinking I needed to help people one on one. If you would have asked me when I started as personal trainer in a gym, can you help somebody online as effectively as you can help them in person? I would have said, no, that's ridiculous. And I was wrong and naive at the time. I just didn't know what we know today and the systems we've put in place and the training that we have where we can help people maybe as good online as in person, maybe in some ways better. Because most of the clients I have, they train at home. I never trained at home before COVID. I never trained at home once. I was at the gym the whole time. Suddenly, no option for that. I had to do exactly what everybody else was doing. So I also got experience on what it's like for somebody who can't get to the gym. So that was really great for me too. So I feel like we work with such a wide variety of people that I can't exactly identify what the differential between the struggles would be. As some people are back, it's back in the office, back on the busy life for them. Some people went at home, they're still at home. It's a wide variety of people in a wide variety of situations, and we try and work with people on an individual basis on what their individual problems are.
Yeah. I mean, when we think about like our clients and their long-term success, obviously a huge part of that is just consistently engaging in habits for months and years at a time. And obviously a big part of just like life is stuff gets in the way, right? And other things get prioritized. I mean, what do you see are the tools that either you give clients or they find on their own that kind of help them maintain consistency despite life just lifing?
This is the most important topic. I saw your post recently where you posted a graph about people's consistency on diets over time. I also noticed this in coaching at about 50% to two-thirds of the way towards a person's goal, people's motivation starts to wane a little bit. Yeah.
Blows up.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it starts to lag a little bit, and I have to have conversations with people, and then with correct perspective, you can see this as not a negative because I try and think about motivation for people in a lot of ways, and one way that I explain it to people is when they start off, they have a pushing motivation, getting away from where they don't want to be, and they have a pulling motivation, getting them to try and to where they want to get towards. After you get past the 50% point, the pushing motivation starts to fade a little bit. You no longer feel as bad on your well-being or in your physicality as you did previous. You're actually feeling quite a lot better. And then the success makes people's motivation lag a little bit because they're not quite as desperate to change because they've already got some change, which is really nice. The second thing, it's also quite boring. Like calorie tracking and watching your food. It's not fun. We're not doing it for fun. We're doing it because it's effective. We're doing it for health and for the future and because it needs to be done. So it's also a long process. So I understand that anything that people have to do every single day, even if you love it, it becomes difficult and it can become tiresome. So even if you don't love it, like a client that comes to us, they're not necessarily a natural dieter. They're not necessarily a person who naturally stays slim or naturally can find it easy to exercise. Otherwise, they wouldn't have necessarily come for coaching. They'd just
Yeah.
already be doing it. So after a while of doing it and starting to feel better, is it any wonder that the motivation starts to wane a little bit? It's not. So to answer your question in short, and obviously it's a massive topic, the first thing I encourage people to do is take breaks in the process. I understand, and I try and get people to understand that it's very unlikely, even if you've got a smaller fat loss goal, that we will achieve it in one go. Like we're probably not going to do low calories. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go every day, every day, every day. Because for some people it might take 6 months. For some people it might take 2 years. I've got some clients it's going to take 2 years. Are we going to eat low calories every day for 2 years? No, we're not. Let's not pretend. So we can't even start with that perspective. So I like clients before they get too tired and worn out on it, as they start to feel it fade a little bit, let's just take a little break. We don't have to do deficit all the time. We can do lose weight for a little bit, take a break for a little bit, lose weight for a little bit, take a break for a little bit, see how we feel, play it by ear. I think that helps people's longevity in the process. The second thing I would say, and I think this is the most important point, and we could do literally an hour on just this, so I won't go into it too much, but I talk to my clients so much about resetting and refreshing and retrying. I say refresh, reset, retry, readjust, reattack, go again. I say this all the time to every single person. And I try to get it into their mind that I don't eat perfect. You guys are nutritionists as well. Don't even pretend you eat perfect. Don't pretend you do every gym session because no, you don't. And neither do I. Neither do pro athletes. They also don't eat perfect. Sometimes they've got great genetics and they train so much they eat worse than other people. And
Yes.
yeah, they're a nightmare to work with. I've worked with them because they can get away with so much. And even your favorite fitness model, they're not also in like your favorite Instagram model. Oh yeah, or your favorite nutritionist. We are also not in crazy shape all the time. I also overeat. I also go to restaurants. I'm also not on it all the time. Also, my life gets in the way as well. Also, food is not also my top priority, and neither is exercise. So, like we said on the last podcast, Brad, one of the things that resonated with people the most is when I spoke about plan A and plan B. And plan A might be, okay, we're pushing, we're training at the gym, we're on low calories. But then if life gets in the way, again, we need to take those little breaks and just listen to your life and don't pressure yourself and understand that life has undulations. A goal that takes this long, it has undulations. You have to be ready for that. In any goal you have in life, it's not going to be linear. It's going to
Yeah.
take time. You're going to screw it up. We're going to stumble. We have to sometimes take breaks. Sometimes we have to brush ourselves off and go again. And because this is what I say to clients, because nobody is perfect, the question of whether you achieve your goal or not is not whether you can stick to this plan or not. It's when you fall off track, what do you do? Because nobody sticks to it perfect. I don't either. I haven't ever had one client ever who's never overeaten on a fat loss process. Are you joking? So it's not whether we're perfect or not. I know you'd like to be. That sounds cute. I'd like you to be too, but that's idealistic, not realistic. It's when you fall off track, what do you do? If you can reset and say, okay, and just treat it as practice and just start again, take breaks when you need to, stay positive and just keep moving forward, that's how you'll make it to the end.
I think that's a really good point, and it maybe is. I don't want to bias your answer here, but one of the questions I was going to ask next, and maybe this, like I said, maybe this will be your answer, but if you had to give someone like advice before, well, like let me back up. What would you say is the biggest mindset shift that you wish every client could make early on? Would it be that one, or do you have something different?
No, it's literally that, sir. It is literally, and I love telling my clients that I do not eat perfect and that I've missed a gym session and that I went into the gym and I can do this much on the barbell row, but today I only did like 2/3 for like 4 reps and I just couldn't do it. I did 2 exercises and went home. And they're like, even the fitness guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it absolutely, absolutely. I'm not perfect either. It's not about that. I try and get clients to see it as practice. If you see
Yeah.
it as practice, you cannot fail. Like there's no way to fail practice. Like if you practice basketball, something Brad loves, for example. I'm not tall enough to play basketball. But do you expect to get it in the hoop every single time? Don't be ridiculous. This
Unless
is
you're
the
Steph
same as
Curry.
there's a quote from Michael Jordan which I'll butcher, but he said something like he missed more shots than he
Yeah.
got in or something, but nobody remembers
That
the
you
ones
don't
he
take.
missed. Yeah, I don't remember because
There's
I don't
something
know
like
about
that.
basketball, but I'm trying. But the analogies are the same regardless because it's just correct principles bleed across all areas in life.
Yeah.
If you see it as practice, you can't fail. If you take up golf, you will not hit the ball every single time. That's ridiculous. When you do a fat loss program, you will not have low calories every single day. That's ridiculous. So it's what do you do when you don't?
Yeah.
Do we,
Yeah, I mean, I
when,
think it's. I think
sorry,
a big.
I will rant. Somebody needs to literally
Yeah.
interrupt me, so I appreciate
I
that.
mean, I think what you're pointing out is I think a lot of times people start a health wellness journey with the mindset of I'm going to take one bite at this apple and then I'm going to be done. Right? It's like I'm going to do this for 6 months or 30 days or 90 days or a year and I'm going to get in shape and then I'm done. And that's just not reality, right? I mean, you can get in good shape in 60, 90, 180, 360 days, but one, that's just not the right time frame in your mind to think about it. And two, you're never going to just be done, right? Like it's sort of like if you're trying to make enough money to retire, like the reality is unless you're just gifted with an amazing opportunity and a lot of luck, like the chances of you going and making $20 million in a year and then like fading off into the sunset and living on a beach, like that happens to like 0.02% of people, right? Most people, it's like,
Mhm.
I just have to keep chipping away at this and I have to wake up and I have to work and I have to spend less than I earn and I just have to keep at this for decades. And then eventually I'll have instilled enough habits and put enough things in place for a long time that like I now am the person who is that person. And I think the same thing applies to like health, fitness, etc. It's like you're going to have to make choices about food every day of your life for the
Yeah,
next however long you live.
for sure.
Your body you're going to have to live in for forever. So you're going to have to keep working on it.
I love that he raised his hand, which you and I don't do, Brad, but look at how polite he is. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
People also make commentary about that in the company meetings as well.
Yeah.
How I put the raise the hand on. I just feel it's appropriate. But yes, again, Brad, I just want to say I completely agree. And you can think of a million analogies that are the same. Like imagine your home is a little bit of a mess and not in the situation you'd like it to be. Once you tidy it up, you can't just leave it. You have to, the upkeep is easier. And that's the same on the fat loss too. And I explain this to clients. The fat loss that we're doing, this is only a phase. Like the deficit's not forever. The extra step count and the hardcore exercise. Okay, we have to do some exercise and like step count forever, of course, because you either use it or you lose it. But right, it's just a phase. Like if you're in debt, we have to do some savings now. Imagine like We're in a bit of a health debt, a well-being debt. We have to make some savings, make some changes. Yes, we have to be a little bit tight on it and then drag ourselves into a better situation. But then once we are there, then that's when you achieve the real freedom. Same as cleaning up the house or cleaning your kitchen. At first, you have to scrub it down if there's stuff in the corners because it hasn't been cleaned for a year or two. You're like, "Whoa." But then once it's better, if you keep on the upkeep, it's the same principles for all things.
Yeah. Except for you can hire a cleaning lady. You can't
True.
outsource your cleaning person, excuse me. But you can't outsource your health and fitness, right? Like, sure, you can maybe take medications that can do some of it, but the reality is you have to give your body stimulus to adapt.
The exercise, yes. A client said to me the other day she wishes she could get a private chef. So I said to her, well, you can get meal prep companies these days, which are not far off because this is the real thing about coaching is people know what to do, but they struggle to fit it into their real life. So this lady's saying to me she's struggling to make the good meals and her husband's just got a promotion. She's also busy. She's got a job as well. They've also got children. It's all going on. So she's like, I ain't got time to be like 1 hour in the kitchen, so like I wish I had a private chef. And I was saying, yeah, me too. Me too. That's idealistic, but we have to work with what we can work with.
Yeah.
It's you kind of nailed it with, it's not that, I mean, most people that come to you and most people that come to us, it's not that they don't know what they're supposed to do. It's like, I just don't know how to do it or do it consistently. Right. And that's a big hurdle for a lot of people. There are people that don't know what to do, but I just find it's like, I understand I'm supposed to eat better. How do I do that? What does that mean? I understand I'm supposed to go to the gym more often. I understand I'm supposed to do this, and this more often. How do I do that? My life is busy. Like, how do I do that? And that's, I think, more than anything, what they usually need help with, right?
Brad putting his hand up, the politeness pervades.
I mean, I think also, I think you and I have talked about this before, Dylan, but one of the things I remember doing a lot when I was coaching people is I had a lot of conversations with clients, basically telling them and giving them permission that it's okay and you should prioritize these things. Like you saying, I'm going to redirect my budget to better food choices, to a meal service, instead of taking, going out to happy hour this week. I'm going to skip the Friday night social so I can go to the gym for this period of my life. You're going to tell people like, hey, if you guys invite me to stuff, can we go do things that are outdoors, physically active, instead of going to the like wine festival? I mean, it's at some point you have to just accept that you're going to prioritize things that are different from other people, and that's okay. And I was having this conversation. I mean, this extends to a lot of people. So I was having a conversation with a recruit who was coming into Gonzaga, and he came in and his dad was there, and we were kind of having, like, I gave him like the nutrition speech / presentation for like what we do for the kids at GU. And one of the conversations that came up was like, hey, you're a 17-year-old kid, you're a junior in high school, you've got your junior year and your senior year. Your food choices and your habits are going to look so different from your friends for the next 2 years. Because if you come to GU, this is what we expect when you walk in the door on day one. And so you're going to have to move through the world differently, right? When your friends are going to Popeyes or Raising Cane's or whatever, like, you're probably going to have to eat at home, right? When your friends are going out drinking on the weekend, like, you're going to have to be staying in. You're going to have to make sure you get a good meal Friday night because you got, an AAU tournament this weekend. Like, you're just going to have to move differently and prioritize differently. And that's okay, because your outcome and the trajectory you're on is different than everybody else. And it's not only is it okay, but it is what you should be doing based on what you're telling me your goals are. And I think those are conversations that a lot of people just need to have to be given the permission to do that.
Yeah, this sort of is a question that I wanted to ask that kind of bleeds into that and relates to it. But Connor, is there, so far we've talked a lot about, it's what do you do when you stumble? Like, you're not going to be consistent forever at everything, but consistency does obviously matter. It's what you do most of the time, right? So is there a small, like, daily habit that you recommend to your clients that can make a big difference over time? Like, what would be one thing that you recommend that would make that difference that people can actually, actionably do?
Yes, I feel like I couldn't pick one specific action that applied to every single person, but I could pick a mindset of action that applies to every single person, which would be to set actually achievable goals. Because a lot of people have what I call low dietary self-esteem, by which I mean they don't feel good about their ability to eat well or achieve their goals in the health and fitness sort of area. And that's not their whole self-esteem, so I specify dietary self-esteem because I hope they feel amazing and understand that they're amazing in other areas, but also they're just struggling in that one. So a lot of people who come to us, they feel like they can't succeed. If we set the wrong goals or set things that are out of reach for them, that will confirm what they thought. So we have to set small, actionable steps, and that is one of my biggest areas of skill as an actual coach is talking to the person in a one-on-one basis and figuring out where they are at and then helping them take that one step that you're asking me, what is this one thing that people can do? There isn't one thing everybody can do because everybody's in a different area, but there is one thing everybody can do, and that's what we're looking for. And a lot of people do not like this because everybody wants to do what they think they should do or what they know they should do. If you go to the gym zero, the amount of people that come to me, and if I ask them, they'll say, I haven't been to the gym for 11 years. And I'll say, how many times do you think we should start doing on the training plan? And they'll say, 5 a week? And I'm like, no. I mean, no. Or people come and they've procrastinated on the fat loss and they've been unhappy and they've waited and waited until the point where they can't really deal with it anymore, and then they've got all this motivation and they want to go forward on it so fast and they want these aggressive goals and fast results, and I do too, and it's a delicate balance because I want them to get the fastest results that they can get, but I also want them to be safe in their approach, and I also want to look for that thing that you're asking me about. What is that one thing you can do? And we can find that for people by firstly assessing just where are you actually at? Okay, so just talk to me about the food. What are you actually eating like right now? What are we doing for breakfast? Do we have breakfast? What are we doing for lunch? What are we doing for dinner? What do we do on the weekends? Do we have alcohol? Do we have meals out? Like, are you cooking? Is the partner cooking? Like, what's going on? What do you feel like are the areas that we're struggling in? And then then it's their turn to talk. And then they'll express themselves. This is in the consultation, imagine.
Yeah.
And then I'm listening to them and looking for this area. So then I'll repeat back to them, okay, so it sounds like what we've got going on is this, 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 and this. And then my job then, ping pong back to me, is I'll suggest to them either a goal or a multitude of goals. And what I'm looking for is a goal that hopefully they think it sounds a little bit too easy. That'd be ideal. I want them to be overly confident. Like if I suggest a goal and the client says, oh, I don't know about that. Okay, we're not doing it. If you're already not confident and we haven't even tried it, we're not doing it. What is something that we think we can do? Like if I say to a client, do you think you can track every single calorie that you eat and every single macro every single day for the next week and then feed back to me and I'll get back to you on the weekly check-in? What? If I say to them, hey, do you think you can just try and use the food diary?
Yeah, I think I could try. Right, that's gonna be the answer
You
most
can't
of the
even
time.
really fail that. Just open
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Just put one food in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's about that specific. So I want them to think, I could give it a try.
Yeah.
So
And
we're looking for that step, and maybe it's not tracking for everyone. That's just a random example. I only about 50% of my clients track calories, 50 in macros, 50% of them don't, because even that's individual to each person. But it's about that person accepting where they're at now, that they've come for help. What position are we in? It's pretty easy when you have to explain it to somebody else. If I say, "Hey, where you at?" What are you gonna say? You've got to say something, so they'll explain to me where they're at, and then we're looking for that one little step forward. So I'm sorry that I don't have a specific answer. I just have a
I actually think that's a great answer, because what you're highlighting really to me is that so much of coaching isn't necessarily, I mean, it is nutrition based, but like compared to habit and behaviors, the actual nutrition side is a much smaller component. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, you're really working with people on habit and behavior changes more than anything else.
Well, most people know what they should do, don't they? Like we said earlier, but it's the difficulty in doing it. And that's one of the things that hurts people's self-esteem because they know what to do, but they still can't do it. And that makes them feel not good enough, even though that is not how it works. And that is ridiculous because I might know how to fly a rocket because I've read it online. That doesn't mean it's going to go well. It's like knowing and doing, it's not the same thing,
Yeah.
So it really, especially the people that come to us because they've been in our Facebook group sometimes. How much do we do for free? Podcasts like this, macro checks. You can get any question you want answered for free. Just post it in the Facebook group.
Yep.
You know, we do unlimited free education, and there's Google, there's ChatGPT. Education is not the problem, really. It's
Yeah.
not that people don't know what to do. This hurts people that they know what to do and they can ChatGPT it. You can get an amazing training program of ChatGPT. Yeah, good luck. Because it's not made for your life and it isn't made for you specifically. So we need to just again assess where we're at and then start moving forward. Literally, I had a client earlier this week. She's got chronic fatigue. She's saying to me, I am scared to exercise because my energy levels are already not good. So if I exercise, my energy levels are going to get worse. I said, you're exactly right. Exercise, technically, if you do a workout, after the workout, you're technically more tired and weaker than when you started. Because you've trained. But then super compensation, obviously, as we know, then causes fitness and health improvement. But I had to explain to this lady, if you think you can't exercise, you've got the wrong perspective. Because you are imagining in your mind what a workout is, and then thinking you cannot do that. Where what I'm thinking is if you can even stand up out of this chair that I'm sat in now, then we're going to do 5 stand up and sit downs, body weights,
And
just
that's
chair squats.
yep.
That's it. If you can walk from your car to home carrying shopping bags, that might be harder than lifting some £3 dumbbells just above the head for 5 reps. You've got in your mind where you'd like to start. Forget that. We need to start where we are actually at, and that is really the thing about coaching. It's about not only about where are people at, and then, but it's about helping people with their lives and find ways to fit what they know they should do and what they know they need to do but are struggling to do into an actual real person's life where this is only one piece of the puzzle.
One of the things that I've like noticed for myself, and I would love to get your take on this, Connor, for the average person who wants to get in really good shape, not like world class athlete shape, but like a reasonable body composition, they look good, they're strong enough to live their life, they can, they can go hiking, they can do whatever kind of sports they want. After the first 2, 3, 4 months of like engaging in regular exercise, how uncomfortable slash difficult is the average workout it takes you to do? Like in my experience, I go to the gym and it's like moderately uncomfortable, but I don't feel like I'm dying when I'm in there. Like it's a little uncomfortable. Like, okay, the sets, the reps, with the exception of a few exercises, like I'm not gassing myself out every day. It's like it's almost like going through the motions with a little bit more than that.
Thank you. I also love how polite you guys are as well. Just listening to me go bang, 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 and just run. And everybody, you both just sit and just wait, just politely until I stop and mute myself. And then we carry on with the conversation. So I just really appreciate that. And I've thought this many times, and I say this to clients all the time. I understand that the first workout is pretty much exactly the same difficulty as the 10,000th workout. It stays the exact same the whole time because as the client gets better, I progress it. So every time they get a little bit better, I tell them to do one more rep. Every time the weight gets a little bit too easy, I just tell them to put it up to the next weight and it goes back to the same difficulty it was before. As they gain in fitness, we add another exercise. We start with just 2 sessions a week on 20-30 minute workout. That's it for somebody who doesn't exercise. 20 minutes twice a week, we are doing amazing. But then in a month or so, they're going to start messaging me saying like, hey, this is getting a bit too easy. And I'm going to say, oh, really? Because extending, it's really not a problem. I'm excited.
That's the wrong thing to tell your coach.
No, this is a great thing. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for this because I know how it's going to. I want them to have that confidence that they can do it when they're coming to me saying they can do more. Ooh, now we're winning. Now we're getting into that person's mind and they're starting to believe in themselves. So I think it's always kind of the same. Like the first workout, I don't want it to be too difficult for you because people have already got barriers and trepidations to exercising anyway. So if they go into the workout and then it takes too long, they feel a bit sick, they're exhausted, and then they're sore for 4 days, and they're like, oh, this is just adding barriers to them doing it again. I want them to feel, like you said, Brad, that they did a bit of work, but it wasn't that bad. It was enough to feel positive and productive and to know that you did something. But it's not, you're not mummified for 4 days and just absolutely sore to the bone. And then as people progress, we progress the workout. So it kind of always just stays in that little bit above medium progressive zone. And some people can ramp it up to 100% if they want to. Sometimes you can go, but anybody who does that full speed all the time will burn out. You know, even pro athletes, they don't go 100% full speed all the time. So you've got to go through just making your progressions, doing a little bit more, keeping it nice and level, and then throughout periods of time you can push it for sure.
There was a I think it may have been Jordan Peterson. I don't exactly remember. It was someone like one of the more famous psychologists who said that he used to work with people with patients who the example he gave was he had someone who was like morbidly obese and like to the point they couldn't get out of bed. And so he worked with this person, and it's his whole point was, look, the people that try to make these quantum leaps are the ones that fail. So what he did with this person, and it kind of highlighted his overall philosophy, is, okay, I know you can't get out of bed. What's the minimum thing you can do? Can you lift your head up? Okay. So then they started working like, yeah, I can lift my head up. Okay. Now what's the next thing? All right. Can you roll over? All right. So now we've lifted our head up and we've rolled over. What's the minimum next thing you can do? Can you swing your feet off the edge? Okay. So, or can you sit up? Right. And then they would just like progressively add the next thing that you could do and swing your feet off the edge. And now it's, can you stand up? Right. So incrementally, he made these changes with these people that eventually this person who was once morbidly obese and couldn't get out of bed is now like jogging, right? Like now that takes a long time, but like this is how you can get someone from point A to point B. It's just, what's the minimum thing that you think you can do? Let's start there and then let's just build on that.
I don't feel that's how we can get somebody from point A to point B. I feel like that's the only way to get anybody from anywhere to anywhere, regardless. We would all like leaps, but you can't run before you can walk. You can make leaps eventually, but you have to be really well trained to make leaps and ready for them, because there's also like a level of extra, I don't know, difficulty and danger that perhaps becomes with taking leaps. And I completely agree. I've had so many clients that are, I don't know what the correct terminology would be, but I'll say physically disabled, like literally people who've got barely any kneecaps. Like like no, basically no range of motion. Like if you, I've had so many clients, if they sit on the floor they cannot get back up. This is normal. If that's you listening, that is so normal. I have got more than one client right now that I am coaching who struggles to get up their own stairs. Sometimes it's for physical ailments, sometimes it's for like joints, sometimes it's for body weight issues. This is normal, so we have to start where we're at. I've literally got a lady that I'm coaching now, and I am just so proud of her, because it's not the same situation as you're describing, but it's somebody who feels like they're so far away from where they'd want to be. And we were in the consultation, and she said, listen, I'm just snacking all the time. Like, the diet's just like, it's not a thing for like Whole Foods. I'm just like, this lady's got a lot of weight to lose. I'm just snacking all the time. I'm like, okay, how many snacks are we doing? And she's like, well, I'm like, go on.
Squirming a little bit.
How many snacks are we doing? I'm like, is it 14? She's like, it's not 14. She's like, maybe it's 6 to 8 a day. I'm like, all right, if it's 8 a day, let's say it's 8 a day. Do you think we can do 5 a day? 6 a day? What do you think? And then the lady's like, because she's expecting me, the fitness guy, is going to say snacking's cancelled.
Yeah,
macros
exactly.
only. You need 164 grams of carbs and 67.9 grams of fat. And if you don't do it, you're not good enough. That's what she expects. She comes to the consultation and she's on 8 snacks, and I say, what about 6?
Hey, well, but also, why do you think people expect that? Because they've had that type of experience before, right? Like, unfortunately.
Yes, absolutely. And I understand that us as a company, and we talk about this in the background, I know we have a semi-marketing problem where almost every client that comes to me thinks that I'm a macro robot, and they think the consultation goes like this. Hey, do you know the macro calculator that we have online? Yeah, you do. Do you know those macros? Are you ready to follow them? You haven't been doing it, but now I'm here to tell you to do it. And they think I just literally am a macro calculator. I just give them macros.
With your broccoli in hand.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just going to say, we're doing them. You know those macros? We're doing it. And it's nothing like that at all. Like, okay, some people need macro targets. I get that. Some people need tracking. I have like 50% tracking, 50% non-tracking clients. We are called Macros Inc. to be fair. And we do have the macro calculator, which we do recommend people use definitely, because you do need to have general goals as well and ideas of what you're trying to hit. But then people we spend our entire lives, I understand, trying to get across to people what coaching actually is. It's real people helping real people. It's having a teammate. Like like Brad said earlier, if you want to be different, you have to be different. If you do what people do, you get what people get. 66% of the Western world is overweight or obese with related health issues. If you do what people do, you get what people get. You are listening to this podcast and coming to us for help and in our Facebook group because you do not want that to be you. So then you have to take different steps. We understand that's what we are there to support you with, to help you figure out what those steps are. How are we going to fit those steps into your life? You need somebody to talk to about these things because your friends aren't doing it, or if they are, they're struggling. They're doing this diet, that diet. Who even knows what they're on it, they're off it. Your family don't necessarily understand. You just need to do this for you. And people need somebody who understands. So you get a teammate, a tutor, a mentor, a peer, a friend, all of these things wrapped into one. A little bit of sprinkling of macros.
Yeah,
Sprinkling.
that's a good amalgamation of what you'll actually get. So I thank you for mentioning that, because it is more than just it's so much more than just here are your macros, right? And it's more than just the nutrition side of things. I do have before we get to, because we have a little bit of time left, but I have some maybe more personal side of personal questions about Connor himself. But before we go there, Brad, do you have any other questions that you want to ask Connor, whether it's professional or otherwise, or anything about coaching, before I kind of move on to these next ones?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Oh, we did get, let me see if we got someone in the chat left a comment that we haven't gotten back to. Hold on, let me double check. I think we did. Yes, Angel says, this is why Connor was perfect for me. I get down on myself because I'm not perfect. This is self-defeating at its finest. Connor comes in and says, no, you're amazing. Let's do this. And we do. So shout out to you.
And we do is the correct attitude, because she is achieving her goals. Let's not even pretend that we're not doing well. Sometimes it's difficult and we feel like we're struggling, because we might be. But we've got direct evidence that we're kicking ass and taking names.
And we're all out of names. So here's, I'm curious to get to know a little bit more about, Connor the person, but what for you, do you have a favorite meal? Or I hate using the word cheat meal, but we all know what we mean when we say that, but like, do you have a favorite meal or cheat meal?
Yes, but also I have IBS and digestion issues, which deters me from eating a lot of the things that I would love to eat. It's a little bit of a gift and a burden.
Perfect world, then, if you didn't have that, what would it be?
Probably, in England, we call them American waffles. I don't know if you just call them waffles, but
probably just
a circle dessert waffle with triple scoop. There's a dessert shop in my city here. American waffle, fresh. I was going to use the word baked. Baked's probably not the term. Triple vanilla Madagascar ice cream. If calories didn't count and nutrition wasn't real, if taste on the tongue was the only thing that mattered, then I would. Okay. I'm normal. This is another thing that's great for my clients to understand. I am also normal, and we are normal people. I got picked not last, but nearly last for almost every sport in school. I am not naturally a fitness person. I love pizza and ice cream and waffles.
Yes.
And big burgers. These are all my favorite things. Just like people, everybody loves this. This is normal. We're normal people. I also don't really enjoy exercise. I'm never like, yeah, let's go. It's more like, we have to do it because we know it needs to be done. Even athletes feel the same. Like, even you think athletes love training. You think they love getting up at 6 a.m. and running the track. No, they don't. They love winning. They love being the best. They love progressing. They love success. That's what they love. And sometimes you have to do what you have to do to get what you want. So that's the way I treat it as well. I'm like literally such a normal person. I don't even like salad, but I have IBS to salad as well, so I don't really eat salad. I can only eat the vegetables that I can eat, so I have like a very simple diet. I have a good high protein diet, but then I also love variety of cuisines out at
Me
restaurants,
too.
and yeah, normal things as well.
Yeah. You got another shout out, by the way. Someone in the chat, Patty, said, "Best cheerleader. He has me almost at my goal weight after years. I have gone from constant grazing to 0 to 1 snack a day. So great job, you guys."
Connor, I think your last answer though, we should dig a little deeper because I think what you showed was everybody has something that they deal with, right? Like I think a lot of us all think we're like unique and have these like special issues that makes us so different. But like everybody has something, right? It's like you have a GI issue, you have a hormone issue, you have a super crazy schedule, you have an emotional like you love these certain types of high calorie foods. Like everybody is a human and has something. And it's like, how do we create the systems and the habits and the accountability and the tools to like make the decision that aligns with the goal, regardless of all that other stuff?
It's just on that individual one-to-one basis, isn't it? And I like people to think about it in two phases as well, like we spoke about towards the beginning of the podcast. There's the fat loss phase. It's kind of like I use, similar to you did earlier, I use quite often a money analogy, where saving calories is very similar to saving money. It's such similar principles to getting it done. If we're trying to save calories, imagine we're in debt and we're trying to get out of that debt. We want to spend money and we want to go out on the weekends and we want to buy a new pair of shoes and we want to buy this and that. But if we're in debt and we've been having a little bit too much fun or we're not quite in the best position, then we need to make savings and then get us out of that position. Then we'll get to stage two, where there's more freedom. It reminds me of a book called Discipline Equals Freedom by this ex-Navy SEAL Jocko Willink, which sounds like dichotomous at the time, but it's literally like, how do you achieve financial freedom? By having monetary discipline. If you are never disciplined with the money, you will never have the freedom. So it's so counterintuitive immediately to think of it. And it's the same with the fat loss and the food as well. If I eat a dessert, do you know what happens? Apart from my digestion, let's forget that. Let's pretend it's a lactose-free vegan dessert, okay? What happens to me? Nothing. Because I am in a good position with my health. I can, quote unquote, get away with it. Not forever, and I do balance it back, of course. Like if you've got a bit of spare cash. What happens if you buy something? Oh, you can't get away with doing that constantly, of course. Like we said earlier, there's still upkeep on all these things. But if you're in a better position, then you can get away with a little bit more. So I encourage people to think about it in two phases. Number one, we've come here to get a job done. We're going to have to make some savings. We're going to have to make some cutbacks. It's like I'm a financial advisor, and we're going to look at what you're spending. We're going to look at what your budget is. You can technically spend it roughly on whatever you want, but we need not to be going overdrawn. And we're trying to make some savings. And then month by month, we're going to accrue progress over time. It's going to be up and down, but we're going to get there. We're going to practice, and I'm going to be there to support you. But then that's only going to be a period of time. After that, we're going to get into the next stage, which is then the maintenance stage, where really you build the long-term habits. And often it looks similar. There's some similar habits that go across the fat loss process into the weight maintenance and management process, like step count, like healthy eating, like mindful eating. Not necessarily tracking and macros and deficit, but definitely mindfulness on food, definitely smart, healthy choices, definitely active lifestyle, definitely positive thinking, resetting and refreshing. These are the things that we start to build over time to go into the two phases. I'm not sure if I've answered the question there.
If you were, I got one for you. This is also obviously on the personal side, but if you weren't a coach, what do you think you'd do for a living?
This is a difficult question because I've only ever been a coach and I don't know who I'd be. Without doing this, literally, I do not know who I would be. Like if you listen to the previous podcast with me and Brad, I actually started this selfishly to help my own health because I was very ill when I was younger, and started this to improve my own health because I wasn't developing normally and needed to do something about it. So I started helping myself, and then I found so much positivity through it that I then started helping others. I will say this. One thing I've noticed recently is I help people with fat loss. One of my sisters is a nurse in a hospital. Another one of my sisters works in a school. One of my brothers is a policeman. Everybody in my family helps people.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I've noticed. So I'm not sure what I would do. I notice about myself that I like things that have practical outcomes as well. Like when I was younger, I remember I used to want to own a sandwich shop. And in England, we really love sandwiches. We respect a good sandwich. But I think I liked now looking back. I think I liked the idea of being able. Somebody says, "Can you help with this?" I say yes, and then they say, "Wow, that was great."
Yeah.
I like the I like
You
the
like that
action.
outcome.
Yeah, the action reaction direct outcome of things. So I get a lot of fulfillment. So I feel like it must be in my genetics or genes somehow.
Well, you're definitely getting a lot of that reciprocity or what you're looking for. Because also there's a couple more people that just reached out. Kelly says she's listening up while on her treadmill. You're the best coach, biggest cheerleader. Glad to have you in her corner. And then you had someone, Kareth, I believe is how you say it. Thank you, Connor, for being the best coach. I always wanted to wait until I had energy so I could go hard. And yeah, I was able to be okay with a 15-minute workout this week. I can achieve my goals. Thank you. So yeah, lots of. I mean, I think you're definitely getting that. It seems to me like there's no shortage of that fulfillment that you're looking for, and that's a testament to your skills as a coach too, but as a person as well. So
It's reciprocal altruism in a way, isn't it? And so yeah, I don't know what I would do because I've never thought about anything else. I never do think about anything else. I'm like a horse with like blinkers on. I just only do the one thing. Like I don't know about cars. I don't know about sports. You can't ask me about these things. I'm boring at a party. Unless you want to ask
what's
me what the calories in the sausage rolls are, then I probably know.
if your life had a theme song that played every time you entered a room, what would that song be?
Um, well, I don't know what it would be from other people's perspectives, but I can tell you what it is in my life.
Okay.
It's either meditation music
Okay.
or do you know what lo-fi hip hop is?
Yeah.
I can imagine, but I
It's
don't
not
know.
like hip hop at all. It's like gentle background
Oh,
music.
okay, sure, sure.
Yeah, like
Brad's,
people sometimes ask me at the gym, "What are you listening to?" And they might think that I'm listening to like heavy metal or something.
but it's
Quite
that.
often, I have meditation music on.
Okay,
Like
okay.
almost everything in my life is set up to um, direct towards calmness.
Okay.
I would say this is kind of like I really appreciate calm environments. I appreciate calm situations. I like being happy. I like to
So it's that
release.
kind of that relaxing that you
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Brad, what?
So quite often in my house, if you come to my house, there will just be like in different rooms
Just
meditation
different.
music or like background music just playing. So I don't know if I walked into a room like if that's even appropriate or what would happen. That sounds weird. But in my actual life, people do make commentary. Some people call it shopping music. Like as if you're walking around a shopping mall, there's just always like this little background music going on.
Brad, what was your Brad? I'm curious because same thing, same question to you. If you had a theme song, you walk into a room, what would yours be? Do you have one?
It depends on the day.
Okay, that's
Every
probably
day's
fair.
every day's a little different in my
Depends on
life.
the mood.
Some days it's probably very low key music. Sometimes it's Lil Wayne. Sometimes it's death metal. It depends on the day.
I have this is kind of the end of my questions, but I have some rapid fire questions for you, Connor, and then we can open it up to anybody else or if Brad has initial questions. But these are rapid fire. So give me your answers as quickly as you can. Doesn't have to be like snap, snap, but just off the top of your head, okay? So, early bird or night owl?
Early bird. 4 a.m. today, no alarm, not even on purpose, just can't sleep. Like I fall to sleep at like
Okay.
I fall to sleep at like 8 p.m. because I'm exhausted, but 4 a.m.
So,
I'm like, people
all
need to
right.
eat less, and I'm ready to tell them.
Cardio or weights? I know it's
Wait.
tricky. Okay, all right.
No, it's
Okay,
not.
good.
That's not
Well,
tricky.
it's tricky because it's nuanced. It's
To
No,
me,
it's
it's not
nuanced.
not.
because you can get cardio
It's
doing weights. I give most of my clients circuit training, so
I'm
they
gonna
get.
say it's nuanced because I always go back to what are your goals?
No.
Yeah, I think you
It's
can
what
get
do you
both.
like doing more?
Well, there's that angle too. All right,
Okay,
pizza or tacos?
pizza. In England, we don't even really have tacos.
I knew
We
you were
have
gonna.
Taco Bell here. I have never been to Taco Bell in my life.
No,
Yeah.
no disrespect to anyone who likes Taco Bell, but you're not missing much. Sorry to say. Favorite TV show?
Ooh, animal documentaries of a variety. David Attenborough animal documentaries.
Okay. Dream travel destination.
America to the next Macros Inc. meetup.
All right. second dream travel destination? You can go anywhere in the world. Where are you going?
Good question. Egypt to see the pyramids.
I like it. That's a solid answer.
Dude, yes.
3 left. Most used emoji.
The hands up one, or maybe biceps.
Okay. Least favorite exercise.
Bulgarian. No. Single leg hip thrust. I nearly said Bulgarian split squats, but no, it's got to be single leg hip thrust. Double leg hip thrust is so close behind. It's even with Bulgarian split squat. And do you know what I do to most of my clients? And I'm really sorry, but I'm also not sorry. I give them the superset of left leg
Oh
Bulgarian,
God.
right leg Bulgarian, left leg single leg hip thrust, right leg single leg hip thrust. If you're training at home, I might give you left leg single leg Swiss ball hamstring curl into the other one. And
That sounds
I'm
awful.
so sorry, but people's legs look incredible.
That sounds torturous. Here's your last rapid fire question. One word your friends would use to describe you.
Ooh, I don't know. I would be scared to ask now. Thinking about it, I have no idea. I feel like it would be egotistical to pick one. I don't
Mine,
know.
mine would be weird. Just a weird dude.
For you or from you to me? Like you'd pick
No,
on
no,
me.
no. Oh no, my friends to me, be like, no, he's just a weird dude. But I mean, I have no problem admitting that.
I think people might say serious, and I don't mean that in a bad way. People might think that, like people who know me know that I'm not too serious, but I do take the things I do very seriously, and I do have quite a serious, natural thinking face.
I would say it's intentional.
That's what people would say about you, Brad.
No, for Connor.
Oh, okay.
If I had to pick a word
Thank
to
you.
describe Connor, I would say intentional.
What about you
Thank
though, Brad?
you.
What would your friends use to describe you as a word?
I don't want to know that answer.
It's probably nothing
it-
but a positive.
Actually, the answer is probably coffee. That's what people would use to describe me.
What word would your wife use to describe you?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I
I
don't
think
know.
mine would probably be like ridiculous. Something like that.
Yeah. She'd probably just say insane. That's probably it.
It's fair. Brad, do you have any other questions you want to ask Connor or anybody that's watching? We got a lot of comments, so first of all,
I
thank you all
don't. I got a hard stop here, so I'm gonna have to jump out here in a second. But
Well, if you gotta jump out, you certainly
yeah,
can.
I'll let
I
you
just
guys
wanna,
stick
yeah.
around. But Connor, you're the man. We appreciate
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being here. We are incredibly lucky to have you.
Invite me again. Come on, invite me again.
You'll
We'll
be
have you
back.
on again. Yeah.
I'm so.
I mean,
ready
I might
anytime.
replace Dylan with you. So. All right. See you
Yeah,
guys.
we'll have you back later, Brad. So I think, I mean, again, I've got all the questions, or I should say, I've asked all the questions that I wanted to ask. So I'll just open it up to anybody that's still watching. We've had a lot of comments, so I know you guys know how to comment on this video. So let's end this, wrap this up with a couple questions from the audience that you guys might have for Coach Connor. So we'll wait 30 seconds or so, but type your questions there in the comments, and we'll see if we can't entertain you with some answers. And I think we've already gotten to all of it. Let's see, Brad's. Oh yeah, these are Brad's Brad's soundtrack is the coffee percolator.
That's good actually. Good, actually.
Somebody, Marcy seems to agree with you that Egypt is a solid choice. Have you heard of Puma Punku?
Yes, the ancient history site.
That place, I'd love to go to Egypt, but I would also love to visit Puma Punku just because of the stuff that they've made there. It's like, I don't know how they did it. Looks like we did get a, it's from Marcy again. Connor, do you coach nutrition and fitness?
Absolutely, we do. Thank you for the question. All of our coaches coach nutrition and fitness. So some clients, they only want support with the food. So we do daily feedback, individual goal setting, consultations, weekly feedback, nutrition coaching. But then also, some people want help with the exercise, and that can be in a gym or at home. It can be either. And for those people as well, I have another consultation with them. I ask them, okay, where are we at with the exercise? When was the last time we exercised? What kind of things do you like? What kind of things don't you like? Okay, where do you think we should start? They invariably, like we said earlier, say way too much. And I say, whoa, I think we should do way less. And then I make them a training program based on, I talk to them. What exercises do we like? What do we do? Have we got any joints that hurt? Is there any exercises we should avoid? What equipment have we got? What kind of confidence level do we have in doing the exercises? So then I create them a training program, and then every single week I manually update the training program. I track every single weight and every single rep every single client does for everything underneath what they've done last week. So when they open the training program, it says what they did last week, and then it says what they need to do this week directly next to it. And they just literally follow it through. I also do form feedback and technique feedback with clients, so clients can send me videos, and I love this. It's the most effective training tool that I can offer, is if clients can film themselves training in the gym or at home, excuse me, and then send me those video clips. I then film myself either responding to them or exercising or showing them technique differences and how to adjust, so I can make sure that they're doing it strong, steady, smooth, safe. We're doing everything with great technique. That's the foundation. That's how I started. We make the program, then we start doing technique checks. Hopefully, no one's forced to do it, but if someone's confident to do it, we do the technique checks, we get the technique sorted, then we start to progress it through. And it's amazing. It's a really, really good service. People end up honestly achieving levels of strength and fitness that they never thought they could, just by individual tiny steps, week by week. Every week I just say, we're just going to do one more rep there, one more rep there, and I've just swapped this to this. Go. And they're like, oh, that's not bad, just a little bit more. And I'm like, yeah. But then after 35 weeks of a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, that when you look back at the progress, it's insane.
We have time for 2 more questions, and we actually have 2 more questions. So anybody else who asks a question, I apologize. I wish there wasn't such a thing as a time limit, but I'll get to these next 2 real quick, and we'll have you on again. So there will be a future instance where you guys can ask questions to Connor, and he'll answer them. But we have one from Jessica. It looks like plain water or flavored beverages.
It is a personal question to me. I'll answer it from both perspectives. To me,
I think it's personal, but go ahead.
flavored beverages.
Yeah, there you go.
But also, I don't discriminate.
Yeah, right. I'm with you on that. It's both. There's a time for both.
But I will also say, for people at home and listening, flavored beverages, fine, especially sugar-free ones. Like, there's a lot of here and there and if and that about artificial sweeteners, but there's also evidence showing that people who have like artificially sweetened drinks, you can get a little sweet taste for no calories. This can sometimes reduce people's cravings and help them with adherence to a diet. So there's also evidence showing that people lose weight better with a little bit of a flavored sugar-free beverage in their life. And there isn't evidence that within reasonable consumptions that artificial sweeteners are going to do anything bad for you. It's definitely not going to give you like diabetes and weight issues like sugar is, and things like this. So flavored beverages, if it helps you stay on track and you enjoy it,
absolutely.
Cheers, and I'm all for it.
And then we have one from Monica. What would you say is the common denominator for successful clients?
Reset, refresh, retry, readjust, reattack, go again, every single day, every single week. This is what I say to my clients. It's not whether you can stay on track or not. It's not whether you're good enough. It's not whether you can sometimes people come to me in consultations. They say, oh, I always diet for like 6 weeks and then I fall off track. I'm like, 6 weeks? You can do a deficit for 6 weeks. You are hardcore better than me. I can't do a deficit every day for 6 weeks. Are you joking? I'm going to fall off track once a week at least. I'm going to fall off track. And I'm a pro.
Yeah.
I'm a pro. But you've got to think, if we've got 21 meals per week, 7 per day times 3, and we fall off track once and we've got 20 good, and we're doing a good step count, and we might be getting a little exercise in, oh, we are so winning. So honestly, the number one differential factor between people who succeed and people who don't is not whether you can stay on track or whether you fall off track or not, because you're going to fall off track. You need to accept that before you even start. It's like I said earlier about getting the basketball in the net. You are never going to get it in the net every single time. It's impossible. You're going to miss sessions. You're going to overeat. You're going to have bad weeks. You're going to get ill. Christmas is going to happen. It's all going to happen. It's all going to happen. So then, so people come to me, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened. I'm like, yes, I agree, I'm sorry, I understand. But I know why you're here. because what are we going to do now then? And that's the
Yeah,
only
that's-
thing in life, is you just have to just keep. So we can't always move forward. Sometimes in difficult times, we just have to stay steady, not quit on ourselves, not quit on our health. Just, we can't always move forward. It's not always top priority. We get that. But then
It's
when we
just
can, we move forward. And when we fall off track, it's if you can pick yourself up and brush yourself off and say, I am willing to give myself another try. The more times you can reset and retry like that, the more chance of success we've got.
Yep. Yeah, it really is about. I mean, I don't know. I can't really add anything else that you haven't already said. I think you put it very well. But yeah, just consistency, man. Just keep going forward, and eventually you'll get there. You know. I want to echo what Brad said. Is, you know, thanks for being on. It's awesome to have you. We are lucky to have you as a coach, and I think, you know, anybody that's listening, whether it's live or listening to this after the fact on our podcast, if you want to work with Coach Connor, I believe you have openings right now, right? So I think, you know, you can sign up and request to work with him. He's a fantastic coach. He will definitely turn your life around, or get you headed in the he'll get you not only headed in the right direction, but he'll get you to your destination. So anybody that wants to sign up and work with him, he does have openings.
A few spots right now. It's unusual, actually. We spoke about this yesterday, didn't we? Because it's unusual. Usually my
Yeah.
client intake's not open, but I've just had a few clients achieve their goals, and that's the idea. I'm not supposed to work with people forever. It's a period of time.
Yeah,
We get it
exactly.
sorted. Yeah, we hopefully I love to work with people through the weight loss. We get that bit done as fast as possible. Then a little bit on the maintenance, just to make sure it's not coming back. Just settle it down.
Yeah.
Then we're done. So I've just had a few people finish.
So
So
hurry
a
up
few
and sign
spot-
up, people. If you, it's a limited window. So anybody's thinking about it, if you've been on the fence about coaching, small window. Get in here right now. Put I want to work with Connor on your intake forms, and we'll get you hooked up.
Yeah,
So-
that will work, and it sounds like a sales pitch, but it's actually not, because I am literally only one person, and I literally work privately one-to-one with every single person.
Yeah.
So there is literally a limit cap. We have it for every single
Yes.
coach. Every single coach has a limit cap to the amount of people that they are willing to accept, because one thing we do not accept is coaches being too busy that the service is not good.
Yep.
For each person. So that is not an option. There is a certain limit for every single person. Whatever they decide that limit is, well, like, you know, within a range, it's done.
Anything else you want to put on the cap of this show? Otherwise, I'll play our lovely Stranger Things outro music. It's not actually Stranger Things, just so anybody wondering about copyright infringement. This is as close as I could find. So it's not actually Stranger Things. Sure makes you feel that way, though. But I'll put our outro music unless you got something else, some final thoughts.
Yes, I would just like to say thank you to everybody that's listening. I can see the timer counting on in front of us. It's been 1 hour, 7 minutes. If you've made it all the way through this podcast, then that is absolutely incredible. I hope that it's brought some motivation or
Some sort of benefit. I think it's
yeah,
been
some
beneficial.
benefit, even if you just take away one little thing that's been said by one person from each podcast that you listen to, that is going to move you forward. So I appreciate you being here and listening. I appreciate all my clients and everybody who comes to work with us. We appreciate that too. Them helping themselves, it's amazing. It's reciprocal altruism. It allows me to achieve my goals of helping people. It also helps their family when they feel better. So thank you to all our clients. Thank you to people who've commented here today as well. Thank you to everybody in the Facebook group as well, because the community is just amazing overall, isn't it? It's just massive, and just it's the most positive place. For the amount of people that we've got, the amount of negativity is just zero, basically.
It's minimal.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost
just,
non-existent.
It's just so positive. So many people helping so many people.
Yep.
So we're all in this together. You're doing it. You've got to manage your body weight and food and do your exercise. I do too. The people listening at home do too. And we're all in it together. So thank you.
It's been great, man. We will have you on again, no doubt. So thank you all for watching. We're going to play this lovely outro music, and then we'll see you again. We'll be back next Thursday with a different topic. Say goodbye to as he holds his broccoli, to Coach Connor and his broccoli. All right. Thank you, guys. Till next time.